So, I grew up in California. I actually spent my first 35 years in California. Don't hold it against me. My wife and I fled in 2015 as part of a greater exodus that has been going on for quite some time now, though the media hasn't really been covering it. When we did it, though, it was before it became so popular that U-Haul ran out of trucks. Despite how morally bankrupt the state is, or that it's NWO occupied territory, I love that state. The geography, its mountains and high deserts, coastlines and pristine redwood forest. California was a place I was very intimate with. I just knew how to get places. San Diego to Palm Springs to Bakersfield and Fresno, the greater San Joaquin Valley, Sacramento, San Jose and San Francisco, the whole Bay Area, Anaheim, Los Angeles, Santa Monica, Santa Barbara, and Big Sur. Yosemite, in particular, was my go to refuge. I even lived there for a time, though I also lived not far from Death Valley as well. Fast forward, moving to South Carolina, I could give you directions to downtown Charleston, but that's about it. I don't know my way around the state at all. People name places and I'm completely lost as to their location. Maybe it's my age. You can't teach old dogs new tricks. Now, there is a point to this. When the flat earth was all the talk of the town, I knew my way around. It was a somewhat close knit community. I pretty much knew who everyone was. And it was a good few years from 2015 up until the closure of 2019, I guess it was. And then the greater community fell apart. Fractured is more like it. I went my own way and many others did as well. And I guess as analogies go, that was my California, which makes the mud flood community my South Carolina. It's very fractured. I mean, you guys know that I've been researching for the last few years about this idea that Tartaria or Greater Tartaria is the kingdom of heaven, the millennial kingdom, that it literally physically happened on this earth. People keep writing me all the time that they too came to these conclusions and then they sought out somebody else who felt the same way and they stumbled upon my research. Well, I keep hearing about these different Millennial Kingdom researchers out there, and I'll be honest, I don't know any of them. I don't know their names or where to find them. There are some Facebook groups, but I keep as far away from that back alley of the internet as possible. Even when people do stumble upon these different researchers, they'll come and tell me about them, but they don't even remember their name. It's just some video they saw out there. It was probably a week or so ago now that someone named Winnie21 contacted me and showed me her BitChute channel. It looks like good content. I haven't watched any of it yet. I don't know what all of her convictions are. It looks like she has 61 subscribers. Perhaps you guys can up her count. For me, the mud flood in Tartaria, and as you guys know, that the idea of the millennial kingdom is flat Earth 2.0. It's the next level. It's a whole new paradigm. It's going from a something that's more exoteric into much more esoteric territory. A lot of individuals, in fact, most that I know, have decided to put their foot down and not push forward. They discovered the earth was flat and seem thrilled to make that discovery, but aren't touching the mud flood or Tartaria because they know where it ultimately leads to the fact that Yahushua HaMashiach fulfilled what he said he would fulfill. It, it's their loss. And I guess that's the other thing. Claiming the millennial kingdom already happened, physically happened on this earth, and that the governments of the world are lying to us about it is pretty fringe at this point. Maybe the understanding that we're living in the short season of Revelation 20 and that the millennial kingdom has physically already happened isn't for everyone. I don't really know. And I've often stated that the mysteries of heaven aren't for everyone. But one thing I would like to see happen is more of a community. I don't know why we're so fractured. I don't know why there's all these other individuals out there doing research, putting out presentations, advocating the same sort of things that I'm advocating, and I don't know who they are and they don't know who I am. Maybe they know who I am and they're not saying anything. I think what needs to be done is a Millennial Kingdom plus Mud Flood conference. I think what needs to be done is that we gather all these researchers together into one room, bring in a live studio audience, flip on the cameras, present, compare notes. I've actually been wanting to host a conference for quite some time now. I've been going around talking to different people about it, getting their ideas, their opinions, suggestions. I think this would not only be a great way to connect the greater community on something that we are all passionate about, that we have been researching over the last so many years of our lives, that we're convicted that this legitimately happened, and that we're living in the short season, and that Satan is going around and lying to everybody, not just about the shape of the earth, but the king of the earth. It would also be a way to legitimize this to those others who have put their foot down and have said, I'm not progressing any further. I'm not going down this road. I don't care if it's true or not. I'm looking away. One of the places I want to look at is Florida, particularly the Orlando area. I like Orlando because flights are cheap from all over the United States. They have tons of conference halls, and it's a nice, warm place to come in the winter. Anyways, I think that's all I wanted to cover today. And if you're listening to this and you have put out research on the idea that the millennial kingdom physically happens in, I guess you could say, confederacy with the mud flood and Tartaria and the melted cities and all of this research, come by, say hi, and let's connect. Yah willing, a millennial kingdom conference might just happen.